Veteran referee Jason Herzog will call the action between these two lightweight fighters. Groovy Lando Vannata on one side, fighting out of Albuquerque, against Yancy Medeiros, who says, I'm always used to being the guy on the road. Fought Gregor Gillespie in New York, fought Cowboy Cerrone in Austin, Texas, fought a Brazilian in Brazil.
So fighting here does not bother Yancy at all. Says that he'll always represent the Nick Diaz Academy, but did his whole camp this time in Hawaii and feels great. You know, spends a lot of time with Max Holloway. Whatever Max does in terms of training camp, all the guys down there are following. I mean, if you have a champion, why not follow it?
Yancy's such a friendly guy with a fan-pleasing style that the crowd's not going to boo him too much.
No,
they're never going to get
places.
on him, man. He brings it. He's so respectful.
Not in many places. You know, when you fight like that, people appreciate the way that you represent yourself.
Yeah, you mentioned it. He has a close relationship with the Diaz brothers, and certainly has trained there. A big 1-2 from Vannata. But he said, you know, if you go to camp with the Diaz brothers, you don't want to be the one who's wimping out on a run. you got a little injury that you're trying to nurse before you go into a fight. It's like, you're still going to go out there and run 10 miles.
Yep, and he said, you know, he could really base his camp around his needs this time in Hawaii, and he feels like it worked out good. But he said right after camp, he heads back out to California to get with the boys and really test himself in terms of cardio training and making sure that he can still hang.
High kick from Vannata. Caught the kick and a right hand from Vannata.
Right in the middle of Yancy switching stances, Vannata threw that high kick and then got right after him. I always found it interesting the way Lando fought. His hands always down, bouncing on his toes, in and out. A guy that has great reflexes in order to just counter like that. Look at that. As Yancy's entering, Lando isn't bringing his hands up. He keeps them down, but he's got such great eyes that he's able to find his target on the counter.
1-2 right cross there from Vannata landed. And each of these guys, you see them switching stances constantly. Step in there from Vannata, who puts us forward.
I mean, the confidence that Lando Vannata fights with is something to behold. You know, he's a guy that believes in his abilities and he trusts in them. And I don't know why you wouldn't whenever you can do those things in the octagon.
Left uppercut landed from Medeiros. Still trying to find the timing and the rhythm and the movement.
It's a different style that Vannata fights with. Not something that Yancy's seen much. He hasn't really had a guy that fights like this, so it's going to take him a little longer to get a beat on what Lando's doing. And if he finds himself behind late, then you'll see Yancy fight that way, where he just kind of says, all right, let's just fight. You know, really let that Hawaiian spirit shine through.
And so Vannata obviously used to this elevation here in Albuquerque as he lands a right hand. Medeiros came out here beginning of February to help him acclimate to the altitude, and also said, you know, I've been surfing. You get held on by some of those waves, man. you know what it feels like.
Well, he said it feels like drowning, right? The altitude makes you feel like you're drowning. You're in a spot where you can't breathe, and he came out here early to try to get accustomed to that altitude.
Coming up on a minute to go here in the first round. Medeiros doing most of the advancing, landed a high kick there. Dips out of the way, throws a counter combination.
And honestly, outside of that big flurry against the side of the octagon, this has been a close round. You know, it's been a close round. You know, Lando had that big explosion on the right side of the octagon, but other than that, you got Yancy advancing and Lando trying to counter.
Medeiros has fought, I think, at heavyweight, light heavyweight, middleweight, welterweight, and lightweight. He's done it all in his pro MMA career. primarily a welterweight
Yes.
in the UFC. But
Gone. And every time Lando does that, it's almost like he resets, right? He goes in, he lands a few shots, he bounces around on the outside, he's just resetting. Then he'll set his feet, and they'll get ready to go fight Yancy again. But I mean, for two all-action guys, I never imagined that it would be this type of technical fight.
Full-on chess match here, especially in the second round.
And
I think Yancy points to the canvas and says, let's
fight.
Middle. Nice 1-2 from Vannata, who swings a big right hand over the top.
But right there, Yancy landed two left hands in that exchange.
Left-hand counter on the way out from Medeiros as Vannata moved forward there. 2 minutes to go now in the second round.
You talk to these guys that fight in that gunslinger way, that Brett Favre mentality, and they tell you how they're changing, they're going to do things differently, and you don't really believe them, but these guys truly are fighting in that new way.
Catch the all-new UFC Live each and every Friday at 5:30 Eastern, 2:30 Pacific, only on ESPN2. The weekly 30-minute show gets you primed for all the Saturday night action as well as the latest news and information from around the sport. UFC Live Fridays on ESPN2.
I'd like to see the striking stats of this round because it feels like Yancy has made more contact this round than he did in round number 1. Right as Lando lands a nice left hook and a right hand.
A bit of a flurry there with just over a minute to go in round 2. Right now, total strikes in the favor of Lando Vannata and significant strikes.
He has landed more. I was talking about in this
second
specific round.
First takedown attempt for Vannata. And swinging on the way out as they return back to the center.
Yeah, I guess Lando's landed 26-16 in this round, so maybe Yancy just didn't land anything in round number 1. Or he's having a very difficult time tracking Lando down.
Right cross a moment ago caught the chin from Yancy Medeiros, but Vannata is still proving to be elusive. Medeiros trying to put something together.
Yes, well, okay, so Lando's landing more shots to the legs and to the body. Medeiros landing more shots. Yancy's landing more shots to the head.
Final seconds of round 2. Left hook to the body from Yancy. Round number 3 coming up after this.
You got time to go. Sit down, breathe. Breathe. That was close. We gotta go.
Okay? So the difference now, we're touching him, okay? But you're letting him reset like Conquer, okay? You're letting him reset. Okay?
Constant pressure.
Constant pressure. You miss that right, I'd rather have you in than pulling back out for him to reset, dance again, and cute, whatnot, okay? Start touching him up. Back to the jab again, okay? He's having a hard time. He's trying to counter and he's missing because your range, all right? Touch him up to that body, all right? Feel free, just grabbing a hold of you, whatnot, okay? Get one back, okay?
Don't force that streak. Don't force that streak. You walk it in, dog.
It's having the hardest time when you're faking.
That's confidence in your wrestling, for sure. All right, let's go. Let's go.
Beautiful, Landon.
Let's go, up the stool, up the stool.
Well, round 3 is brought to you by P3, the official protein snack of UFC.
Fight around, fight, are you ready? Fight, are you ready?
Jason Herzog ready to clap him in for the 3rd and final round. A touch of the gloves and we're underway. Lando Vannata's corner, certainly happy with his work through the first 10 minutes. And a little bit of urgency off the start there. Yancy Medeiros' corner wants him to go all out for these final 5.
I feel like he has to. You know, he's down 2 rounds 0. He's got to go get Lando if he wants a chance to win this fight.
Spin kick from Vannata landed. Shades of when he knocked out John McDessie in emphatic fashion.
Talk about a way to get your first UFC win. You land a spinning back kick to win the fight. And right away, that put Lando Vannata on everybody's radar. Yancy's extending on his punches. He's throwing everything, but he's missing because he's just extending. He's not really setting down in his stance to try to land and land with any power.
Some blood dripping from the nose of Yancy Medeiros now. They were calling for him to go first, but they also said if you miss with something, keep attacking him and don't let him reset.
Yeah,
that's
don't let
what
him
Vannata's
reset.
been doing the whole time.
The whole time, right, Brendan? That's what we were talking about earlier. Every chance he gets, he goes back, bounce, 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 reset his feet, get back to his range.
The fight that every UFC fan has dreamed of will finally happen Saturday, April 18th. Brooklyn, New York, and the Barclays Center play host to UFC 249 as the undisputed UFC Lightweight Championship of the World is on the line. Undefeated Russian title holder Khabib Nurmagomedov battles Tony Ferguson. Get your tickets now at Ticketmaster.com. 3 minutes left, you would think, for Yancy Medeiros to make something happen here. Scramble here and a big shot from Vannata. Another one with the right. kick from each. Swing and a miss with the left hand and a smile from Lando Vannata.
Look at those slight movements by Lando, man.
He had his wrist for a second just to try to keep him from dancing backwards.
Even in the pocket, he does not bring his hands up. He's not very traditional.
Two nice right hands from Vannata.
He's very, very tricky guy, but ultra talented.
And still just 27 years old.
I mean, this guy has a ton of his career still ahead of him. Especially if he can fight like this, right? Where he doesn't take much damage, where he's in control the whole time, fighting at his style, fighting his pace, and really kind of controlling all the engagements.
Now with under 2 minutes left in this lightweight matchup. Medeiros trying to jab his way in. Vannata continues to pepper from the outside. Back to the low kick. Nice 1-2.
It just feels like if Lando, oh, nice.
Well, a takedown, but a scramble allows Medeiros to land an elbow in the clinch.
It just feels like if Lando would put a little bit more, put the foot on the gas, he may be able to get Yancy out of there. But he would have to pick it up. Yancy seems to step behind. He's trying, right? He's always going to try to fight. But he just seems to step behind Vannata right now.
The urgency from the corner of Yancy Medeiros here as he lands a 1-2. Oh, and he's wobbled by Vannata with the counter shot. This is what I expected for the full 15 minutes.
Absolutely. He got hit with that left hook, but he just landed the two best strikes of the fight for himself. And now he's landing. And now he's landing because he's throwing caution to the wind.
Loads up with a left hook. Final seconds here for Vannata to escape. 15 minutes in the books between Lando Vannata and Yancy Medeiros. The official decision is coming up next.
You're a legend, man. Bro. Nothing but admiration and respect, bro. Absolutely not, bro. Wait till after the season.
UFC Fight Night is presented by the U.S. Army. What's your warrior? And in part by P3, the official protein snack of UFC. After 15 full minutes between two lightweight contenders, the official decision with Joe Martinez.
Ladies and gentlemen, after 3 rounds, we go to the judges' scorecards. All 3 totals are the same, 30-27. Your winner by unanimous decision, Groovy Lando Vannata!